Listen to me carefully. What if I told you that God has already worked miracles in your life and you didn't even notice? Not because you weren't grateful, but because the miracle didn't look the way you expected. You asked God for an open door. Instead, one closed. You prayed for relief. Instead, you were tested. You begged for an answer, and all you heard was silence. But here's the truth most people never realize. Some of God's greatest miracles don't arrive as blessings. They arrive as protection, as delay, as redirection. If you're still breathing right now, if you're still here, there is already proof that God has been working in your life. Stay with me until the end of this message, because what you're about to hear may change the way you see your past, your pain, and even this very moment. And if, at any point, something speaks directly to your heart, you can simply acknowledge it. A quiet like, a short comment. Sometimes that small action is a way of saying, God, I hear you. There are moments in your life you never question. Days you passed through without realizing how close danger really was. That delayed flight, that job you didn't get, that relationship that ended painfully, that decision you almost made, but didn't. You called it bad luck or coincidence. But what if it wasn't? The Bible reminds us that God directs the steps of the righteous. Even when we don't understand the path, think about it. How many times were you protected from something you couldn't see? How many situations could have destroyed you, but somehow didn't? That wasn't chance. That wasn't randomness. That was God's hand quietly intervening. Miracles don't always look like sudden healing or instant success. Sometimes, a miracle is God saying, no, not this road. Not yet. If you're listening to this right now, it means you survived moments that should have broken you. And that alone is a miracle worth acknowledging. If this resonates with you, take a second to reflect. You're not alone in this realization. There was a season in your life when you were certain you wouldn't make it through. You were exhausted, emotionally drained, spiritually empty, yet somehow you kept going. You woke up when you didn't want to. You endured when you felt weak. You carried pain that no one else saw. Where did that strength come from? Because it wasn't yours. When human strength ends, God's strength begins. The miracle wasn't that your problems disappeared. The miracle was that you didn't collapse under their weight. God gave you endurance when you asked for escape, peace when you expected chaos, and clarity when everything felt confusing. Sometimes God doesn't remove the storm. He strengthens you to walk through it. And if you're still standing today, after everything you've been through, that is undeniable evidence of His work in your life. You don't have to say much, just recognize it. Even quiet faith is seen by God. You may still be waiting for answers, waiting for healing, waiting for something to finally change. And it's easy to believe God is late, but God is never late. He's precisely what will happen preparation. There are blessings you prayed for years ago that would have destroyed you if God had given them too early. So He waited. He shaped you refined. The miracle isn't only in receiving, it's in becoming ready. Think back. How many things make sense now that once confused you? That's timing, divine timing. And if you're still waiting today, don't lose heart. God is not ignoring you. He is working behind the scenes. Sometimes faith is simply trusting when you see no evidence. If this message is speaking to you, stay connected. Messages like this find people exactly when they need them. One of God's most powerful miracles happens quietly, inside the heart. You are not the same person you used to be. Your patience grew, your compassion deepened, your perspective changed. Things that once controlled you no longer have the same power. That didn't happen by accident. God transforms from the inside out. While you were focused on external answers, He was healing internal wounds. While you prayed for circumstances to change, He changed you. And that transformation is something no one can take from you. You may not see it clearly yet, but others the way you respond, the way you forgive, the way you endure. Those are living miracles, and acknowledging them strengthens your faith even more. Sometimes the greatest testimony is who you've become. Despite everything you've faced, you still hope. You still believe tomorrow can be better. You still pray, even quietly. You still search for meaning. Hope is not natural in a broken world. Hope is spiritual. It is a gift from God. The fact that you haven't given up means God hasn't given up on you. Every time you choose faith over fear, you participate in a miracle. And maybe today, this message itself is part of that miracle. A reminder, a confirmation, a gentle nudge from God saying, I'm still here. If this gives you even a small sense of peace, hold on to it. Sometimes one message can reignite a fading flame. God has already worked miracles in your life. Not always loudly, not always dramatically, but faithfully, consistently, lovingly. And there are more still to come. The story God is writing in your life is not finished yet. What you see now is only one chapter. So don't stop believing, don't stop trusting, and don't overlook what God has already done. In the next part of this message, we'll talk about the miracles that are unfolding right now, even if you can't see them yet. Stay with this message, stay open, and if you feel led to, remain connected here. Sometimes the next word you hear is exactly the one your spirit needs. There are battles you never knew you were in, conversations that never happened, paths you never took, and yet, those unseen moments may have saved your life. God doesn't only act in what you experience, He acts in what He prevents. While you were sleeping, He was working. While you were distracted, He was guarding. The miracle wasn't dramatic. There was no warning. No sign, just protection. You didn't crash. You didn't fall. You didn't lose everything. And because nothing happened, you assumed nothing was done. But heaven was active on your behalf. Sometimes the greatest proof of God's presence is the absence of disaster. And that quiet protection is just as powerful as any visible miracle. Take a moment to recognize that. Gratitude grows when awareness grows. Pain changes people, but in God's hands, pain also shapes purpose. The season that hurt you the most also taught you the most. You learned discernment. You learned humility. You learned dependence on God. What felt like punishment was actually preparation. God never wastes pain. He redeems it, He repurposes it. He uses it to build depth. And one day, your testimony will be the reason someone else doesn't give up. You didn't suffer for nothing. God was working through it all. And even now, He is still turning wounds into wisdom. If you've ever wondered why you had to go through certain things, this is part of the answer. Not every message from God is loud. Some are whispered. In moments of silence, God speaks the clearest. When the noise fades, His guidance becomes sharper. You didn't hear Him because you expected thunder, but He came as peace, a sense of calm, a quiet conviction, a direction you couldn't explain. That was God, leading you, aligning you, protecting you. The miracle was clarity. And if you're in a silent season right now, don't be afraid. Silence is not absence. It's intimacy. God speaks to those who are listening. There were moments when giving up felt easier, moments when you questioned your worth, your future, your faith. But you're still here, still breathing, still believing, still searching. That alone speaks volumes. The enemy wanted you discouraged. God kept you standing. Life tried to break you. Grace carried you. Your survival is not random. You are still here because God still has a purpose. And that purpose is unfolding day by day. You may not see it yet, but it is here, and it matters. Miracles are not only in the past. They are happening now. Right now, God is aligning things you haven't seen yet, opening doors you haven't reached, healing wounds you haven't noticed. This very message may be part of that process. A reminder, a confirmation, a moment of reconnection. God works in moments like this. quiet moments, personal moments. If something stirred in your spirit, acknowledge it. Faith grows when it's exercised. You don't need all the answers. You just need trust. Trust in God's timing. Trust in His plan. Trust in His love. What He start, He will finish. It's unfolding exactly as it should. And when the miracle comes into full view, you'll understand why it had to happen this way. Until then, walk by faith, one step at a time. God has already worked miracles in your life, and He is not done yet. Look back, recognize what He's done, and look forward with faith. Your story is still being written, and the next chapter may be closer than you think. If this message spoke to you, stay connected. Sometimes, returning is how faith grows stronger. And remember, the miracles you've survived are proof that God is still with you.